See, one of my favorite parts about this car is because, like, you know, we can joke, you know, when someone's not around, like, oh, that car's box. You know, with Joey's Mach 1,
you just embrace it.
You embrace it. What's going on, everybody? Chuck here at V&P Performance, and today I'm joined by Joey Camacho. He is our website manager and our buyer here at V&P Performance, and today we're going to be taking a look at his 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1 automatic. That's right, didn't even know they made them in auto until I started here, but guess what they do, and he's got one.
A lot of people don't know they did come in automatics, and they weren't like unicorns. They were actually about 50-50 automatics and manual transmission, so it's not uncommon to see one and look in, lean in, and see that it has an auto shifter in there.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise, but the Mach 1 was a different Mustang than the GT. You got a 4-valve engine, you got a solid rear axle. What else was different? I don't know, there's a few things.
Aesthetics, obviously the hood. Mine doesn't look much like a Mach 1 anymore. It's got all kinds of fun Cobra features on it. It came with seats, specialty seats, different cluster, and 355 gears. But yeah, it's very minute differences, but it was rated at 305 horsepower from the factory.
So it was not quite the Cobra from 04, but it was also a long ways from the GT.
Yeah, and it was mainly supposed to be fill the gap between that 9901 Cobra and kind of, they didn't want to say it made as much as the Cobra because SVT had that kind of like cornered off that flagship, and you know, so I think the 01 Cobras had 320 horsepower or 320 foot-pounds of torque, where the Mach 1s didn't quite have that much, but
this is a C-headed car though, right?
It is. It's a 4.6 4-valve with C-heads and C-headed intake, and the only difference between it was the 01 Cobras had the little snake on the top of the intake, which you can't see with the shaker hood anyway. So.
All right, well, let's go take it for a spin. Hopefully it doesn't break down on us. We'll
no
talk a little bit
about it. It might rattle to pieces. It's always one turn away from doing so.
Theft, service engine soon, low fuel.
All the lights, resident box.
I thought Christmas was over, but apparently the dash is still lit up like a tree.
The dash is lit up like a Christmas tree. The coilovers should stop popping and banging in a second here.
Yeah, just gotta get them warmed up.
Yep, gotta get them warmed up.
Joe's shaking his head.
That goes away. It has to beat 24 times.
See, one of my favorite parts about this car is because, like, you know, we can joke, you know, when someone's not around, like, oh, that car's a box. You know, with Joey's Mach 1,
you just embrace it.
You embrace it. These are not the seats that are typically in the car.
Nope, they should have came with leather seats with the little silver stripe in it. That's what all the Mach 1s came with.
And this car typically just has a single Kirky in it, right?
Yeah, it traditionally has a single Kirky in it. We're going to be riding in it today, so I figured I'll put regular seats in it.
Really high class.
High class, worn out Corbeau seats, I think they are, yeah. From probably 75 or something, 1975.
They are aged.
They aged, not like fine wine. I don't even know what that is.
That's a new noise.
That's a new noise, yeah. It doesn't like to take corners. The front sway bar is gone. Cut off all the brackets for it.
Yeah,
it'll never be back in.
We don't need those where we're going.
Nope.
No sway bars needed here, folks.
Absolutely not.
So what all's actually done to the car? Because I know the mod list, it's not a stock Mach 1.
It's not stock. Right now it's got a stock motor in it. It's got a ported intake. When you move back to the transmission, it's got a built 4R75, built rear end, still an 8.8, 31 spline. Currently has 410s. I'm going to be switching away from that as I move to a turbo setup, because right now it is a nitrous induced Mustang.
Yeah.
So that's what it does. A lot of grudge racing, a lot of no prep racing.
On the track.
Yeah, on the track. Yep, with track officials.
So you have plans. So you already have a motor for it. You've been building it over like the last 6 months or so.
Yep, there's a motor all being built, higher
some B-roll here, but here's the airbag cover, and there's a progressive nitrous controller.
Yeah.
Where the airbag should be, which is fitting for the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
More fitting than most of the interior panels.
yeah. Yeah, that's about as good as it fits, man. Don't
That's
worry
good.
about
We'll
it.
call it there. When you come to a stop, it's actually pretty quiet in here.
Yeah, it's quiet. I didn't like, a lot of the guys went with like the SLP LM1s or like the Borla attacks, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, but I like to keep it nice and quiet. It has Magna packs on it now with long tubes and X-pipe.
So you said built for 75?
Yep, built for 75, which was 04 Mach 1s only, and then a couple of the trucks and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I've only ever heard of the 470. I didn't know they made a 75.
Yeah, so starting in like, I believe it was 99, all the V6 autos and GT autos came with 470s all the way up until 03, and then they moved to the 475s and 04.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so just not much better. I think the 70 versus 75, which is 50, what do they call them, Newton meters or Newton pounds, something like that.
Better torque rating.
Yeah, so it could probably hold an extra 10 horsepower or something, so this or foot-pounds of torque.
It definitely, like, my car has a built-in R80, but it doesn't really shift any different. Like the older style transmissions, like you can definitely tell by the way this thing shifts that it's a built trans.
Yeah, so it's got a very aggressive shift, and that's the way I wanted it. I know I don't daily the car. A lot of people don't know it, but before I started driving it this week to film this video, I hadn't driven the car in about 3 years.
Yeah.
It's had the same tank of gas in it for about 3 months. So I flushed it out, put plugs in it, and kind of got it so that it would be able to make the 100-mile round trip to work.
Right. It's very unsuspecting. Like, you can pull up to somebody, like a newer GT, and you're like, oh, it's just a bolt-on Mach 1. That's
Yeah.
it. And but I guess, like, at the end of the day, it really is just a bolt-on Mach 1.
It really is, that's it.
But it's so stripped out and so light and on good suspension that on a no-prep track from a stop, you're going to give most Coyote guys a pretty hard time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nitrous Coyote guys don't bother me too much. Lucid Coyote guys, I'm about 50-50. It really just depends on where their power level is at. If it's on 93 octane, I usually don't have an issue with it. If it's an E85 build motor, build trans car, then yeah, it's a toss up whoever the better driver is on that given day. This guy's driveway, trying to hit the farmer.
VMP is in the sticks, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt not to hit this farmer when I make a U-turn. The turn radius on this thing isn't the best.
Oh my God.
That's all you get right there.
This thing doesn't turn around at all.
No. You'd think it would turn all right with with skinnies up front. You'd think it would have a little bit more clearance, but it don't.
They don't. You gotta give the people what they want here, man.
Yeah. It doesn't do a burnout. Like, it doesn't make enough power to do a burnout. With nitrous timing in it on motor, it does pretty good. I wonder if that Lightning wants any.
This thing sounds good too. It sounds healthy.
It sounds healthy. It's got 150,000 miles, so not bad.
On a stock motor.
I bought it in 2012, I think. Yeah, stock motor. Built it in 2000. I bought it in 2012 with 48,000 miles on it. So in the last 9 years, I put 100,000 miles on it. Basically. So on par.
Pretty reliable.
I daily drove it for a while. I haven't for probably the last 3 years or so, but I was never afraid to drive it anywhere. I went up to my mom's house, South Carolina, drove it there, no problem. Never had an issue with this thing. This car has been unbelievably reliable. Back at VMP. Did nice. Yeah, it's just coilover stuff, you get it. But yeah, the converter that's in this car makes it really hard to do a burnout, so it doesn't burn out very well.
I forgot you had like a huge stall converter.
Yeah, it's set up for the nitrous. I'm gonna have to get another one put together when the turbo gets here. But like, you can try and flash it, and it just pushes through. It doesn't really light the tires up. Like doesn't do a whole lot.
See, that's even better for the grudge racing though. This thing doesn't even make enough power to do a burnout.
It doesn't. It makes less than 300 rear wheel horsepower. I've had it up on the VMP dyno a couple of times.
Look,
it doesn't make any power.
Look, man, I'm gonna need to hit. I can't even do a burnout.
Yeah, I can't even. I have to hit the water box. I have to go out and put water down to get this thing to spin the tires over. The tires are ice cold. It's cold out here. I need everything I can get.
And then you go out and you drag some 600 horsepower car.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. There you go. There's your first ride, Chuck.
Uh-huh. All right, guys, so thanks for checking out the review of Joey's car. Thanks for watching and learning a little bit about the Mach 1 and everything we've got going on here.
We did a little history, gave you a quick mod list, and didn't give out too much, but it was, it was a fun ride. Took Chuck's Mach virginity, and, good stuff.
Got to keep some things under wrap for the grudge racing culture out there, but yeah, guys, if you're going to keep seeing more videos like this, check out some more of the employees' rides here at VMP. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, we'll see you guys in the next one.